Well, Danny, it was a very emotional interview with you after the Accrington game. How are you feeling a couple of days on?
Yeah, I think we're all feeling good. We were bitterly disappointed once we went into the lead in the 91st minute not to be able to see the game out. But naturally we felt that disappointment on the trip back to Portsmouth. But we woke up Wednesday with enthusiasm. I think had a good chance to look and watch the game back and clip the game. And when you're clipping the game, you're clipping it for the team and for departments and also for individuals. And I think by doing that, then you're creating these learning opportunities for the players. And actually, I find that really therapeutic. So off the back of that, we took some good learning from it, and I think this is what you always have to do in football and I suppose in life in general. When things don't go as well as you would like, when maybe you make some mistakes, you have to make sure that you're big enough to take responsibility and hold yourself accountable. And if you do that, then you always take learning, and as a consequence, you'll keep moving forward.
Was it a game where actually, when you take away the heartbreak, you can find as many positives as you do negatives when you look back at it?
Maybe offensively I think there was a lot of positives. Defensively we need to do much better. There's no hiding place from that. We need to deal with the direct play better. We need to have better organisation in our defensive line. Our 1v1 duel needs to be better. We need to defend our box with much more physicality than we did. So there's a lot to improve on in that area, and we've highlighted it and identified it over the last 2 days, and we're working towards improving it for Saturday.
Does it put the Wimbledon game into sort of must-win territory?
I think for us it's a great game. It's, when we woke up Wednesday morning, since Wednesday morning it's been Project Wimbledon. They're a great club, Wimbledon. I have a soft spot for them. I played there as a young player for a number of years. They had their identity and their club stolen away from them, and the way they've galvanised and come back from non-league football and work their way through the divisions. I think anyone who loves football will have a soft spot for them. So we know it's going to be a really tough game. I think the informed team in the division, Mark Robinson has done a brilliant job since he arrived, found the best way of playing for that group of players, and they've been incredibly consistent for a long period now. So we know how tough the challenge will be, but we know it's a pivotal time in our season, and we're looking forward to the challenge that Saturday brings.
You've made a few tactical changes in recent games. I'm sure you won't want to give too much away, but are you looking to create a more settled side now, or are you still looking to adapt?
I think our ambition is always to find continuity. My best teams have always had continuity, particularly down the spine of the team. That hasn't been possible because of injuries and suspensions. Since we've been here, we've been really challenged in terms of that and in terms of squad player availability, and we've had to adapt and tweak things accordingly. And credit to the players, because they've been able to adapt with the different challenges. But the principles never change. The way we play the game never changes. Sometimes we change the formations, but ultimately that can just be players playing 5 metres further right, or 5 metres further inside, or 5 metres higher up, or 5 metres lower down. So football's a pretty fluid game, and they don't stand on the same blade of grass for 90 minutes. So they're moving in and out of formations all the time, whether you're in possession, out of possession, whether you're in the attacking half, the defensive half. So sometimes it gets formations get talked about a lot, and I understand that, but for us it's always the principles that give us the consistency that we aim to have in our performance.
You mentioned injury news. Will you have any more players available to you for Saturday's game?
Yeah, we hope so. Geordie has been out on the grass now this week, which has been brilliant, like a new signing for us, and it'd be fantastic to have another attacking option at the top end of the pitch. And Lee Brown will be fit as well, and that gives us an option now to go back to the back four, which I think would be our preference. Although when we played in the back three against Bristol Rovers, I think we reduced them to maybe only 0.15 expected goals. So I thought we defended impeccably on the Saturday, but not so well on the Tuesday. And like I said, we're putting a lot of work to try to improve that and find the level of consistency that you need if you want to be a successful team.
It's the time of season where you need 100% from every single player. Do you feel confident that you're going to get that from this squad?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the group was particularly disappointed. You've only got to see their reaction to conceding the goal in the 94th minute to know how much it means to them. You'd never question their attitude or their work ethic. And I can rest easy knowing that they're always going to they're going to bring their A game in that respect. And we all want the same thing, and we're all working really, really hard. No stone is being left unturned. We're working exceptionally hard in terms of the detail of the performance, and there's no shortcuts in that. So we are having to work really, really hard. We're a new group, and we've only just come together, and it's taken a huge amount of energy and a huge amount of focus, and we're enjoying the challenge that's in front of us.
Just finally, we'll touch on the social media switch off which is happening this weekend. How important is it, do you think, to get that message out there?
Well, I think social media first and foremost is a good thing. I think it's good for communication. I think it's good for bringing the world together, if you like, and certainly a great learning tool. I'm pleased that football has made its stand. I think it needed to happen. I think we all need to respect social media, and we all need to remember that there's a human being on the other side. And for me, I like to always see the best in people. My life is much better as a consequence of living by that thought process. I just encourage people to be kind to each other, and I totally understand that sometimes the football supporter gets disappointed. The thing they love most, when the thing they love most lets them down, they can get disappointed, they can get angry, and sometimes that spills over. And I would just encourage everybody just to remember that there's a human being on the other side of that. And I think, you know, as a teacher, I would often say to the children to think before they speak, and maybe on this occasion I'm asking people to think before they post, or think before they tweet.
Thank you, Danny, much appreciated.
Pleasure.